Do you ever see an art supply and you're just like, I really want to try that, but I also don't want to spend the money? Maybe you even feel like, I'm curious how that thing works, but I have so many other art supplies to use right now. Why bother? Well, art family, I am here to test some art supplies for you so you don't have to spend the money. And then hopefully you can live vicariously through these experiences and decide for yourselves if this is worth it to you. So we are back with testing sketchbooks so you don't have to. And today we are testing this Articka sketchbook. This is not sponsored. I paid my own money for this. And actually, I'm on a mission to try not to buy art supplies right now as well. So let me show you something. I actually purchased this on July 27th, 2021. And for reference, it is 2023 now, and this has been sitting in my studio, still in the plastic wrap. So let's unwrap this, and we're gonna test this with a bunch of different stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of art in today's video, and hopefully this is inspiring to you, or helpful in some way, or maybe you just need to rest and take your mind off of life. Let's just open this, get a nice first impression. So I actually bought this thing because this is beautiful. It smells kind of like a farm. Why does it smell like a goat farm? It doesn't exactly smell like leather, but I bought this thing because it looked like an Illo Sketchbook dupe. And back at the time when I bought this, Illo Sketchbooks were constantly sold out and I was getting tired of it, and that's why I bought this. I actually haven't used an Illo Sketchbook in a while because I've been using handmade sketchbooks from my sister-in-law, but I still want to test this. So I will tell you a couple things about this before we jump into it. Again, not sponsored. I paid my own money for this. This one is an 8x8 sketchbook, hardcover, looks like this. Beautiful, right? If hardcovers are not your jam and you like spiral bound, they do offer that option. But I will read some things from the Amazon listing for you in case this is at all helpful. 180 GSM, that's 122 pound paper. It is bright white, it is pretty thick, ultra smooth paper. It doesn't say if it's acid free or not, so I don't know. Another thing I just wanted to say real quick. It's meant for dry media, but we're gonna test it with wet media too, because you know I like to use paint in my sketchbooks. So let's just see how it works. Okay, I love when sketchbooks have this elastic band here. Ooh, you can read that for yourself if you pause. All the sketchbooks have faces. So far, I am impressed. And so far, it actually feels very comparable to the Illo Sketchbook, so that's sweet. Let's bust out some art supplies and just test some things out, okay? I have a ton of supplies for today's video. Definitely gonna use these. This is gonna be good. I have paint stuff ready for later. I'm going to skip this first page. Oh my goodness, I just realized you can tear these pages out. See the perforation? So I think I wanna do an elbow monstera because I think that would be a cool sticker potentially later. So my mom actually has an elbow monstera and I'm gonna draw one of those leaves. I don't know if this will work out or not, but we're gonna start with ink. I'm using the Artistic Bearco pencils. Well, so far it works great with pencil, so that's sweet. I have everything blocked in. It's kind of hard to see right now. I'm just gonna use this knead eraser and lighten these lines a little bit. Beautiful. Wow, this is so satisfying. All right, the ink layer is done. So you know how their Amazon listing specifically said this is for dry media? I believe them. If I paint in here later, I don't know. We might still try it with some gesso, but I'm gonna use some colored pencil now and we'll just keep going. Look at all these greens just waiting to be used. And look at these greens waiting to be used. This is gonna be a good time. I love creating with you folks, I really do. getting these pencils nice and sharp. I am going to block in all the variegated spots on the leaves, and then we'll go from there.
I'm out of breath. You whisper gently to the silent trees. I won't forget. You know the secrets of the late night breeze. It's all pretend. Don't you worry now. Don't you worry now, my love. Your day was rough, an easy slip and then you're out the door. You had enough, these empty vows come again no more. Oh, it's all pretend, so don't you worry now, don't you worry now, all this soon will end. Don't you worry now, don't you worry now, my love.
So I really enjoyed the process of creating that elbow monstera leaf, and I decided just for fun to repeat the same process in my sketchbook and draw something else. I did not need to do this since I was just doing a first impression video with the sketchbook, but when you enjoy what you're doing, you gotta just go for it and do what you feel inspired to do. So we're doing a toadstool here with ink and colored pencil, and I thought it was really fun. After I did this one, I decided I wanted to make these into stickers, so I'm actually gonna show the stickers in a little bit, so stay tuned. Used a little bit of gouache for the spots, and yeah, it worked out really well. This is how it looks. So I just finished using colored pencils in this sketchbook, and I do have some thoughts that I would like to share before we dip into some other media. Yesterday, I finished this elbow monstera leaf. It was a really fun experience, and I used ink, gouache paint, and colored pencil. The colored pencil worked really well, but the only thing with this paper, and the same goes for this mushroom that I just finished right here. I used the same exact materials. The paper is so smooth that there isn't a lot of tooth for the colored pencil to grip onto. Therefore, if you're somebody who does tons of really light layers, it's not gonna be the best paper. So those are my thoughts on this. I definitely think I like the Illo Sketchbook better than this already. Another thing, I just did a little bit of ink on this paper to cover with colored pencil. It was like my base coat. And I know this sketchbook explicitly says it is for dry media, and I just want to clarify, yes, it is for dry media. This paper buckles quite a bit when you put wet media on it. Therefore, we're gonna just swatch more wet media because I just wanna see how it performs with some other things. And then we might mess around with acrylic paint. I know this is not for that, but I'm just curious at this point and I just wanna have fun. So I mentioned earlier in the video that I would show these stickers, and they arrived in the mail. This is how they turned out. These monstera leaves are actually made from clear vinyl, so you can see through all the holes in the leaves when you peel the backing off. Here's the toadstools. So happy with all of these. Anyway, if you want one, you can get them at mirabyler.com. So I just got these Articka markers and I'm really liking them, and I just want to swatch a couple of these on here. They're acrylic markers, by the way. I can swatch a Posca too. Here's a pink one. That actually went on pretty well. Whoa, yes. Let's see if it bled through. It did not with the acrylic markers. So that makes me hopeful for the acrylic paint. I will try this Posca marker too. seems to have worked pretty well. Ooh, let's try a Copic marker. I grabbed a few colors so we can like blend a little bit with these two and just see how we feel about it. This is the yellow. Ooh. It is nice and smooth for markers. This feels so awesome. Orange. We'll blend that. See how the paper holds up? I'm quite impressed with how it's holding up, actually. I'll try it with some darker colors too. Purple. I definitely expect these to have bled through. Yes. Ballpoint pen. Works pretty great. Let's clear this stuff out of the way and mess around with some acrylic paint. Let's make a nice little shape. By the way, if you want some cute, artsy washi tape, you can get it at mirabyler.com. Paint tray at the ready. I think I can just put the gesso directly on here. Oh, my bad. If it holds up to this, I will be so happy because my favorite thing is doing acrylic paintings in my sketchbook. It's buckling a little bit, but it's honestly not that bad so far. We'll let it dry. I think I want to do something more on the abstract side for this one. When I mean abstract, this is gonna be like super simple, just so you know. I don't think I want to commit to something super detailed until I know how this paper will behave. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do some little outlines. I honestly have no idea where this is going. I'm just doing this for fun. Nice and simple. Let's peel the tape off. Yay! Cool. I'm pretty impressed. For this not being a sketchbook that is for wet media, it held up super well to a layer of gesso.
2 layers of gesso, actually.
And acrylic paint, so not a lot of buckling. I could probably do paintings in this. I did do a super simple one. I just didn't want the pages to buckle if I did something like super detailed. I think it's a really great sketchbook. I've never heard of Articka either until I bought this back in 2021, but I never see this company around either, so I don't know. I think give it a thumbs up. So if you've ever seen this sketchbook and you are wanting to try it, I do recommend it. I would give it like 4 out of 5 stars because it's such smooth paper that, again, I just feel like the colored pencil, whatever, isn't great. And if it did work better for wet media, like a little bit thicker paper, I would give it 5 stars. Those are my only complaints. Everything else about this sketchbook is fantastic, so there you go. And once again, this is not sponsored. I paid my own money for this, and I am just testing sketchbooks so you don't have to pay your money for these up front, and you can kind of live vicariously through this. Also, just another awesome reminder, you don't need the most expensive art supplies. You don't have to have all the newest, latest, and greatest art stuff to be a good artist. You are what makes yourself a good artist. So keep practicing, keep creating because you love to create, and yeah, don't worry about what you have or what you don't have. It's not about that. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and have a beautiful day. Bye.